Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin price is still trading within this massive accumulation range according to what we have seen throughout history. And while this is happening, there's potentially new patterns forming here in the short term that we need to pay attention to. More on that later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, reminding you that obviously this massive bullish divergence is still currently playing out in the price of Bitcoin. And in fact, this is the biggest bullish divergence we have seen throughout Bitcoin's history here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, which is obviously something impressive and something to definitely not ignore. And of course, while this massive bullish divergence is playing out right now, of course, the opposite of a bearish divergence, we also saw this massive bullish reversal signal here in the weekly Bitcoin super trend indicator officially confirmed just over 1 day ago. But if you want to know more information about this indicator right here on the weekly Bitcoin chart and what it means for the price of Bitcoin, then make sure to watch my last video on this channel, because in that video I went into more detail about this indicator on the weekly Bitcoin chart. And now, just staying on the weekly Bitcoin chart, but looking at the 1,000-day simple moving average, because historically speaking, when the Bitcoin price has traded underneath the 1,000-day moving average, this has historically signaled a major accumulation zone, basically an opportunity to dollar cost average, for example, into Bitcoin if you have a long-term strategy. Of course, that is not personal financial advice. I'm just letting you know what has happened throughout history when the Bitcoin price has traded underneath this 1,000-day simple moving average. And so once again, historically speaking, when the Bitcoin price is below this moving average, it has historically provided major opportunities to accumulate Bitcoin for the long term. Now, obviously, this is not a short-term signal. This does not tell us we're going to be all making a lot of money tomorrow or even next week, because obviously this is on the weekly time frame, looking at the much larger moves like the 1-year bear markets, the 2-year bull markets, that sort of thing. And once again, right now, the Bitcoin price is still in this accumulation range, historically speaking, below the 1,000-day moving average, which currently is actually sitting at around $31,000 per Bitcoin approximately. And now, obviously, you can use this information however you want. It is not financial advice, but personally, what I am doing is simply accumulating Bitcoin by dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin while the price is below this 1,000-day moving average, especially. And personally, the Bitcoin that I'm accumulating around here, I am holding for the much longer term, as in many years for now. So it doesn't really matter to me if the Bitcoin price crashes tomorrow or anything, because I will simply continue to accumulate Bitcoin bit by bit. But that is just my long-term Bitcoin strategy. And I do actually have a long-term strategy, which is basically to accumulate and hodl Bitcoin for many years to come. But I also have a shorter-term trading strategy, which is essentially based on what I talk about in most of these daily update videos, with bullish and bearish signals and patterns on smaller timeframes, for example. But anyway, now taking a look at the daily Bitcoin chart, and right now the Bitcoin price is trading slightly above the 78.6% Fibonacci level, which is sitting at roughly around 22.7k. And technically speaking, we have now seen one daily candle close slightly above this Fibonacci level, which actually closed at around 22.9k approximately. But we still don't really have a lot of confirmation for this breakout as of right now, because, for example, the daily candle close was only just above this resistance, no significant breakout. And the price is still playing out a bit of a bearish divergence in the shorter term, which I'll talk more about in just a moment. But for now, I would still like to see some more confirmation to actually confirm this breakout above the 78.6% Fibonacci level, such as more daily candle closes well above 22.7k, or ideally flipping 22.7k into new support and basically seeing a retest and a bounce from that level. And if we do end up seeing some more confirmation for this breakout, then the next important resistance here on the daily time frame to focus on would be sitting closer towards 25,000, more specifically around 25.2k based on this local high right here. And in terms of the trend here on the daily time frame, technically speaking, speaking, this is still a bullish trend, obviously forming higher lows and higher highs as of right now. And as I've also been talking about almost every video for the last 1 week, we're most likely going to continue to form a bearish divergence here on the daily time frame over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. And just keep in mind, these bearish divergences on the daily time frame can even take up to around a month to actually form before they eventually start to play out. And so this is just a potential risk to pay attention to moving forward over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. But at least for now, we don't currently have an active bearish divergence here on the daily Bitcoin chart. But with that being said, if you're looking at the 6-hour Bitcoin chart, then technically speaking, we do have an active bearish divergence playing out right now because we've already confirmed higher highs in the price action in the 6-hour candle closes, and of course lower highs in the 6-hour Bitcoin RSI. And of course, since this bearish divergence confirmed roughly 2 days ago, the Bitcoin price has traded almost perfectly sideways, so pretty much it's taken a pause from the bullish trend as expected, because what we usually see after a bearish divergence is either sideways price action or a slight pullback, basically a pause from whatever bullish trend we're currently in. And now, considering this active bearish divergence is currently visible on the 6-hour chart and the 8-hour chart, for example, this could continue to play out over the next 1 to 2 days, because usually when we see a bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart, it plays out over around 1 to 2 days, but the larger the time frame, the longer these patterns usually take to play out. And so if a bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart takes 1 to 2 days to play out, then we should expect this bearish divergence on the 6 to 8-hour charts to play out a little longer, as in perhaps over 3 to 5 days, for example. And once again, it's already been around 2 days since this bearish divergence has been confirmed and has been playing out. And something else to keep an eye on while this short-term bearish divergence plays out is a possible bull flag pattern forming here on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, because obviously we're still technically within a bullish trend in terms of the trend. This has not yet been broken, but as you can see here in the imminent short term on the 4-hour time frame, the Bitcoin price is cooling off a little bit in a bull flag formation. But ideally, we still need to see another touch point along this line of resistance, because otherwise, if we just see a breakout right here, for example, we only really have this first touch point, which is not exactly enough to confirm this as a line of resistance. So basically, we need to see a bit more of a rejection here, which is what we're seeing as of recording this video. And then we would need to see a bit more of a rebound in order to confirm that other touch point. But anyway, if we do end up seeing that happen, and if we do end up seeing a confirmed break above this resistance, which is sitting at around 23.1 to 23.2k, then in that case, that would set up a technical price target for this short-term bull flag pattern here on the 4-hour chart. And that technical price target would be sitting at around 25.2k approximately. And of course, 25.2k is right where this previous local high is sitting at that I talked about here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And so we already have confirmed resistance around 25.2k. So that is an important level for the price of Bitcoin. And once again, that will be a technical price target if we first see a confirmed breakout above this resistance on the 4-hour time frame. But until then, if we don't actually see a confirmed breakout above this resistance, then technically speaking, this upside price target does not come into play. It is not yet active while the price is still below this resistance. And as for short-term support levels, we do have some support right here at around 22.5 to 22.6k approximately. But if we end up seeing a confirmed break below around 22,500, we have more significant support right here, starting at around 21.3k, going down towards around 20.8k approximately. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and technically speaking, the price of ETH is still remaining in this bullish trend, forming higher lows and higher highs as of right now. But of course, the price of ETH is still running into this important range of resistance, coming into play in between 1650 to 1.7k. And as for other important levels of resistance here on the daily time frame, we have resistance in between around 1770 to around 1.8k, so just underneath 1.8k. And we also have another important range of resistance right here in between 1980 to around 2030. 1630 approximately, so roughly around $2,000 per ETH. But once again, like I've been saying almost every day over the last 1 week, it's extremely likely that a larger bearish divergence will form here on the daily Ethereum charts, because roughly 1 week ago, the daily Ethereum RSI reached extreme overbought levels, which makes it quite easy to form lower highs in the daily Ethereum RSI while the price forms higher highs. But once again, bearish divergences here on the daily time frame can take multiple weeks to actually form, sometimes even up to a month to complete forming before they eventually begin to play out. But at least for now, once again, the trend currently remains more bullish than bearish here on the daily time frame. And now if you zoom into the slightly shorter term here on the 6-hour charts, obviously we still have this active bearish divergence playing out, which I spoke more about in my last video. And in fact, this has already been playing out over the last few days. And once again, these divergences here on the 6-hour or 8-hour chart usually play out over around half a week, maybe up to around 1 week. And so far, it has already been around 2 to 3 days since this bearish divergence on the 6-hour ETH chart confirmed and has been playing out. But once again, just because this is playing out, that doesn't necessarily cancel the bullish trend, because usually we see these bearish divergences play out as kind of like pauses from the trend before the trend continues on later. And as for some short-term support levels, we do have immediate support right here at around 1620 to 1630. But if we end up seeing a confirmed break back below around 1620, then we also have support down here at around 1570 down towards around 1540. But if we start to see a confirmed break below that area of support, basically below this previous low just here, then first of all, in the imminent short term, of course, that would be a bearish confirmation signal, possibly resulting in a shorter term downtrend beginning to form. And if that happens, then I would expect a drop down towards this next support at around 1.4K approximately. But either way, whether the price drops back down, continues in the bullish trend, or simply chops around sideways, you can make money in crypto either way. And if you want to know how to do that, then check out these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is either going up or going down. And the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.